What's up, you certified beauties? It's Nick here from Nick's Taxes, and it's the start of a new year, 2021. And while that might not change anything, a new year kind of symbolizes a fresh start and a new beginning. I think we all can agree, unless you're maybe one of those who invested in Tesla at the beginning of January 2020, that 2020 kind of sucked as a year in whole. And so if you're like me, you're probably glad that 2020 is now behind us and we're on to a new year, a fresh start. However, there's one thing that kind of lingers with 2020, and it does this every single year, and that is your taxes. Yes, your tax return for 2020 will linger over you like a rain cloud until you actually file. Taxes are due at the end of April. And this year, with all the CERBs and everything that kind of happened this year, filing your taxes for 2020 is not going to be the most fun thing this year. Yes, I'm already bracing for what's going to be another eventful, COVID-influenced tax season. However, there's one thing that you can do right now to influence your 2020 taxes and actually make them better. Yes, in 2021, right now, you can do something to influence your 2020 taxes. You can lower your taxes by investing or contributing to what is called an RRSP. RRSP stands for a Registered Retirement Savings Plan. It's an account for Canadians to help them save for retirement. Now, there's two main advantages to an RRSP. First advantage is that your investments can grow tax-free within the account. The second advantage is that any contributions you make to an RRSP lowers your taxable income by the amount of the contribution. So that means that your contributions to an RRSP lowers your taxable income, which means that the taxes you will owe for this year will be lower. The best thing about the RRSP is that Canada allows you to contribute to your RRSP within the first 60 days of the new year and use those contributions to apply them to your prior year. So that means we have the first 60 days of 2021 to potentially influence and lower our 2020 taxes. So if you're one of those people who thinks that you're going to owe a lot of money because maybe you received a lot of CERB benefit income and you've been reading a lot of things about you're going to owe at the end of the year, this is the potential opportunity for you to invest in your RRSP and wash away any amount of tax owing for your 2020 tax year. There are calculators available out there on the internet for free that you can use to take a look at your current tax situation now and figure out how much you can invest in an RRSP and how much you can actually save in taxes. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through how to use an RRSP calculator to find out how much you can save in your taxes for the tax year 2020. Again, I'm Nick from Nick's Taxes. If you're new to the channel, I suggest that you subscribe. I make videos on Canadian tax and personal finance as well as investing. So if these are things of interest to you, I highly suggest and would greatly appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and the thumbs up. I'd appreciate that, helps my channel grow a lot. So thank you for doing that now. But let's jump right into the content. Now, if you don't know what an RRSP is, let me know in the comments below and I can make a new video on what a registered retirement savings plan is, the benefits of it, the eligibility, and all that kind of stuff in a separate video. But if you already have one set up, I'm going to assume that you do for this video, and we'll take a look at how much we can contribute and how we can figure out how much savings we can realize by contributing to an RRSP. Now, you can set up an RRSP at any major bank or brokerage account like a Wealthsimple or a Questrade. And there's many different investment and saving avenues within an RRSP. If you have just a high interest savings plan, if you're investing in stocks or maybe mutual funds, there's a lot of different things you can do within an RRSP. Of course, my one thing I need to say is make sure you're aware of your contribution limit. While it is cumulative, there are penalties for over contributing to an RRSP. So make sure you're aware of your contribution limit before you contribute any money into your RRSP account. For today's video, I'm going to be using a tax calculator from my friends at CloudTax.ca. So I'm going to go to cloudtax.ca. I'm going to open up my screen here now and share it with you guys. Okay, so here we are on the CloudTax homepage. On the top ribbon, there is a little section for calculator, and I'm gonna hit that calculator, and it's gonna open us up to the 2020 tax calculator. Now, you may remember this from previous CERB videos that I've done to figure out how we can calculate our CERB taxes. And this calculator is gonna be the exact same, and we're just gonna use it in a little bit of a different light today to figure out how much we can save with RRSPs. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is select your province of residence. So for me, I'm gonna choose Ontario, but you're gonna choose whatever province that you reside in. Whatever province you resided at December 31st, that's the province you're gonna pick. Now, I recommend, because T4s or your income slips probably aren't ready yet, especially if you were employed at the end of the year, but you can take a look at a final pay slip to figure out your employment income and your income taxes paid if you were indeed employed. Otherwise, you should have record of your self-employment income, any capital gains, any dividends, ineligible dividends, and CERB and other income that you may have received. So for this purposes of this video, I'm going to say my employment income was $45,000. I'm going to say zero self-employment income. I'm going to say I received one payment of CERB, which is $2,000. I'm going to say there was no other income there. Now, for the purposes of this video, it's already calculating it for you, which is fantastic. You can see here an estimated tax balance owing of $6,666 with a total income of $47,000. Now, I'm going to input here a sample. I'm going to say I had $6,000 of income tax paid, and I got that right off of my final pay slip, and that's the number that I got there for that. Again, this is all hypothetical. You have to look at your own pay slip or whatever means that you had to record your income. So here we go. So with $6,000 of income tax paid, my estimated balance owing is $666. Now, what's cool down here is I can see my average tax rate and my marginal tax rate on the bottom right. And so that kind of is a decent benchmark for you to say how much money you would actually save in tax with your RRSP contributions. So with a marginal tax rate of 24%, I can assume that if I contributed $100 to my RRSP, I would save around $24 in tax. So let's take a look here. If I put $100 into my RRSP, you can see here at the bottom, RRSP tax savings, $24 exactly. And I saved a little bit of estimated tax owing. So that's a ballpark. So now if I put in $1,000, you can see I saved $242 in tax, but I still have a balance owing here of $424. So I'm going to increase that. I'm going to double it to $2,000. Scroll back up. I'm still owing. Now, what if I contributed $3,000? You would see I'm in now an estimated refund of $23, and $3,000 worth of RRSP contributions resulted in $689 in tax savings. And so now I can see that based on that employment income and that CERB income and the amount of taxes that I paid, if I just contribute $3,000 into my RRSP, I will save money and I will end up in a tax refund now rather than a tax balance owing. So that's how we figure out how we can use the RRSP tax calculator to save money on our taxes for tax year 2020. Remember, you have the first 60 days of 2021 to contribute to your RRSP and use those contributions to apply them to your 2020 tax return. So I suggest you do this sooner than later, so that way you can contribute to your RRSP by the end of February and therefore lower your taxes for 2020. We all know 2020 sucked. Let's make it a little bit better. Let's finally close it off by ending this year with either a small balance owing or a nice refund. Again, I'm Nick from Nick's Taxes. If you need any help with this stuff or if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below and I will do my best to get to those and potentially help you out if you want either a tax estimate or some sort of RRSP calculation for you, I can do my best to help you guys out. You can reach me down in the comments below. Really appreciate you guys. If you got value out of this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video. Happy taxing.